Alright guys, so today I got a really cool effect to show you called Magician versus Gambler, and I think you guys are really going to like it. So as you guys both know, magicians and gamblers are pretty skilled at handling cards, so one day they got in an argument, and the magician said, "I bet you $1 million that I could handle a deck of cards better than you." And the magician of course says, "Okay, you know what, I bet you $1 million there's no way you could shuffle up the deck and then cut straight to a four of a kind." And the magician says, "Okay, I take you up on your offer." The magician cuts up the deck, and the first thing he does is pulls over the king of spades. So he says, "You know what, I'm going to go ahead and find a four of a kind right now." So he sets down the king. That way when he cuts the deck again, he can't cut to the same king twice, just to make it a little bit more fair. He cuts up the deck, and he goes to the next king, and he puts it down back on the table, and he goes to cut the deck once again. So he gives the cards a little bit of a cut. Okay, he goes over to the next card, and it's a king of diamonds, and he puts it down, and by now the magician is pretty happy because he thinks he's going to be able to win that $1 million. So the next time he goes over, he pulls over the next card, and it's an ace. So right now the gambler takes the money right off the table. He's so happy that he's won $1 million, but the magician holds him up and says, "Look, I bet you I was going to cut to a four of a kind." And what the magician does is he flips over the aces and says, "Look, I've cut to a four of a kind." And he won the bet. Alright guys, I really hope you guys liked the trick, and don't forget to stick around for the tutorial. Alright guys, so here's the tutorial for the trick. There is a little bit of a setup, and I'll show you it right now. Okay, so what you're going to need is you're going to need the four aces and just three kings. So this is going to be your setup. Okay, you're going to take an ace, a king, an ace, a king, another ace, and a king, and an ace. So like I said, just three kings, all the four aces, just like this. Okay, I'm going to leave it here so you guys can take a glimpse at it. This is going to be your setup right here. Alright, so you guys, hopefully you pause the video, and all you're going to do is take that setup and put it right on top of the deck. Okay, that's the only setup you're going to need for the trick, and then you're ready to go. So when you first start off to the audience, you're going to tell them that both magicians and gamblers are both very skilled at handling cards, but for a long time they actually argued over who is the better card manipulator. And as you tell the audience that, you're just going to do a riffle shuffle, but you're going to be leaving that top order on top of the deck. Like this is how you're supposed to do it. You just riffle down, but you don't riffle down all the way. You leave those top cards on top of the deck. Okay, you see how I have a thick portion of cards still on top of the deck? So that way you can actually just leave those cards on top of the deck, and they won't be messed up. You'll still have that order that you need for the trick. So right after you did your first riffle shuffle, you tell them that one day the magician bet the gambler $1 million that he was the better card handler. And after you say that, you're just going to swing cut the cards into your left hand and then get a pinky break like this. Okay, all you can do is do that. You can get that pinky break after you swing cut the cards, and now after you just cut the cards, you can tell the spectators what the gambler said, and you can tell them that the gambler told the magician, he said, "Okay, so I bet you that $1 million that there's no way you could find a four of a kind from a shuffled deck of cards." So the magician says, "Okay, I bet you that $1 million, and what you're going to say is, you're going to tell them that the magician said, watch, I'm going to cut the cards and find a four of a kind right now." So now you haven't even messed up the order, because remember before you just took it from the break like this, and then when you told them that the magician took up the offer, you cut the cards. You didn't even mess up the order at all, and you still have the top stock ready to be used. So from this point you're going to need to do a double lift, which is pretty simple. The cards are going to be in your mechanic's grip, and you're just going to bevel the cards just like that. That way you can come across, slide your finger over, and then get two cards. So once you've got your double, you flip it over, you show the spectators, look, so you have the king of hearts right here, and you know what, I'll find this four of a kind right here. So you tell the spectators that you're going to take the kings, and now you say, okay, look, so I found the first king, and now you slide off a card. When you slide off the card, you're going to tell the audience that the magician did this, that way when he cuts the cards, he can't land on the same king twice. But really, the reason you're doing this is so you can put down the first ace. So you put down the first ace, and now what you're going to do is a double undercut, which is pretty simple. You just push off the top card like this, you just push it off with your thumb, and then you get a break. Now from that break, you just transfer it to your thumb, like that, and you do a double undercut. So from here, you're in a thumb break position like this, you take half of the bottom cards like that, transfer it to the top, leaving you with the break, and then take everything from the break like this. Now you've just taken the top card and moved it to the bottom. And now what you can do is do one more double lift. And you say, watch. So I've just cut the cards again, and look, I'm going to land on another king. So then you do your easy little double lift right here from the top of the deck. You show them, look, so I have another king right there. So then you take your double, you flip it back over, you put the card down, which is really an ace, and then you do one more double undercut. So you slide off the top card, you catch your little break, you get your thumb break just like this, transfer the bottom, half of the bottom on top, everything from the break, okay, and then you're ready to go again to do another double lift. So you do your other double lift, you pick up your king, you say, look, so now the pattern here is you say, look, so now you're going to tell the audience that by this time the gambler's getting pretty nervous because he's thinking that the magician's going to find all four of a kind. So you say, the magician flip the king over, put it down, and then he's going to cut the cards again to find the last king. So then you tell the audience you do your another double undercut. And if you guys need more help in the double undercut, just go and rewind the video. I don't want to go in too much detail doing that over and over again because sometimes the video can get kind of lengthy if I do that. So now you're at the point where you don't need to do a double lift. From this point, you're going to do a double lift and say, watch. So now the magician was on his last and final king, and you flip it over, and you show them it was an ace. And then they say, you tell the audience that the magician told the gambler that he said, watch, I told you that I only needed to find a four of a kind. And then you say, watch, the magician waved his hands over the cards and snapped his fingers, and boom, rest of the cards turned into a four of a kind. Alright guys, I hope you guys liked the trick, and thank you for watching.